Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, bonjour, bonsoir. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be. Happy Sunday to you. Before I get going, I am going to just check my messages. As always, very important. Who is trying to contact me? Roman? No. Ophelia? No. Oh, wait a minute. Ayla. Let's have a quick look at this. This will not take very long. Isla says it is pronounced Ayla. Stop mispronouncing my name. All right. Good to know there's a reaction out there. Tell you what, bear with me. Give me a minute to reply to this. Otherwise, I'll forget. Here we go. Dear Isla, E-E-E-E-E-E-S-L-A, dear Isla, I do know how to pronounce your name. My educated and intelligent audience corrected me on my mispronunciation. However, comma, I am choosing to revert to calling you Isla, E-E-E-E-E-E-S-L-A, just to piss you off. Full stop. Have a great day. Duncan, D-U-U-U-U-U-U-N-C-A-N, Duncan. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. Is there a fake heart emoji? Fake heart emoji. Maybe Isla doesn't get sarcasm. No, just heart emoji. Okay, there we go. Sent. Let's get rolling. Update from me. Monday got work, so I may disappear for a day or two, which may be a lucky break for you. I have to get up very early Monday morning. I am going to El Prat. El Prat. Where is El Prat? You might not know this. El Prat is the correct name, the official name for the airport at Barcelona. Barcelona airport is El Prat. Not flying away, not going on holiday. I wish. It is a meeting and greeting thing. But that takes up all of Monday and probably Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. I hope. If I'm not back from El Prat, something is up. Prat, by the way, is not Prat as in UK slang Prat. Prat is the Catalan word for meadow, field. So I guess before El Prat was built, it was, you know, cows, meadows, and then they built a bloody great airport there. So El Prat. El Prat. What was I saying? Yeah, so if you don't hear from me by, let's say, Wednesday lunchtime, then YouTube have kicked me off, or Roman has paid me off, or someone got to me. So what do we do if by Wednesday lunchtime you haven't heard from me? Well, I expect every single one of you to do what Lucy did. I expect you to contact the Guardia Civil, and I would expect you to let them know that I am a missing person. And you can tell them, you know, he's an older guy, he probably just got lost and he's wandering around Terminal 2 and he doesn't have a phone, but he just posted this screenshot of where he is on the phone that he doesn't have. So we know Terminal 2, El Prat, the missing person. He needs a drink. That bit will be true, actually. If I'm stuck in El Prat for 3 days, I will need a drink. What else can you tell them? Yeah, send a helicopter, send 2 helicopters, one for each terminal, and send in the dogs, because obviously he's in, you know, he's in dire straits if it comes to Wednesday and he's stuck in El Prat. All right, got to start the day with a bit of humor, because you know, the deeper you go into the Jay Slater case, it can get very, very dark. But anyway, I will update you on everything when I'm back. I want to return to there's that word back again. Go back to Lucy's ITV interview. Return to Lucy's ITV interview. So there's just 2 things I wanted to finish off with. And it is where she uses the word someone. This is not a big red flag at all. Not at all. Lucy says in her ITV interview, I spoke to someone up in the mountains. No problem with that. The only problem is you've got to add this someone to all the other vague terms that Lucy seems to be very adept at using. Remember her wherever you came from, go back there, I can't find it. Lucy in this interview, she's got a history of being vague, and she added to it with this, I spoke to someone up in the mountains and they couldn't hear a helicopter. Right. Well, who is this someone? You see, because if I were describing this situation, I'd say, oh, I spoke to a friend up in the mountains. I spoke to a colleague up in the mountains. I might say someone. I might say someone. I'm just saying it's typical of the pattern. But then you think about it. Lucy, the 18-year-old, we suspect, substance dealer, who is this someone up in the mountains? Who would she know up in the mountains? I'm just curious. Maybe her VIP customer is that old shepherd guy that lives up in the mountains and comes down to Veronica's Strip every week. I don't know. I'd just be curious. Who is this someone? You know, apart from you know, Roman and Ophelia and Ayub and Rocky, who could this someone be? I don't know. But she liked the term someone. It's typical of Lucy speak when I think she doesn't want to say who it is. That's just an observation, not a big red flag. Here's what I think is a red flag, I think. And it's the very end of the interview. And the interviewer says, he's asking where Lucy is now. She's described the whole scenario. The interviewer says, is that where you are now, Lucy? You're staying at the coast, but you're now up in the mountains where you think Jay was. All right, now to me, that's a or B question. You know, you're staying at the coast, but you're now up in the mountains. Where you think it's coast or mountains? What is Lucy going to answer, by the way? What do you think? Because Lucy's mind is working overtime. She's thinking, is this a trap question? Am I going to say something that later is proved obviously wrong? So when she hears a question like that, I mean, you and me are like, oh, which is it? Where are you, Lucy? Mountains or coast? Up in the mountains? You know, is she going to say, oh, I'm still up in the mountains? You know, I'm going to continue the search as long as it takes. Or is she going to say, no, you know, I gave it my best, I'm back at the coast? I don't know. What would you say? A or B? Mountains or coast? Mountains or coast? What did she say? Do you remember? Mountains or coast? A or B? The answer is C. Here is Lucy's answer to, are you up in the mountains or back at the coast? She says, I've literally not slept since I got that phone call. That's her answer. I've literally not slept since I got that phone call. To me, if you answer that question in that way, you are probably hiding something. I mean, it could be a crack baby. You just can't, you know, process questions and answers. Maybe she was exhausted at the end of the interview. She couldn't handle any more. But there's something there. Politicians do it. Of course they do. Politicians do it. If you want to pivot from something you don't want to talk about, just create a whole new subject. And I've got a feeling Lucy didn't want to answer the question, where are you now? She may have her own reasons. She decided to go with, I've literally, I mean, fascinating though Lucy's sleeping pattern is, I don't think we really wanted to know that. We wanted to know where she is at the moment. Yeah, politicians do this. You know, they pivot because they don't want to talk about that subject. So she's not alone in the whole pivoting thing, but once again, it's a pattern of behavior, and it makes us feel uncomfortable, I think. All right, I think we can put aside that interview for now. Few red flags, and if you didn't see my last video on the whole explanation of why go back to wherever you were is a problem, then watch it and you'll understand why Lucy's lying. On that same topic, when I was teaching, I used abbreviations for when I could see students were not dealing with the question correctly. So I would put at the top of the paper ATQ, answer the question, ATQ. So if you read an answer and it's not answering the question, you just, with a red pen, you go arrow from ATQ down to that question. The other abbreviation I had was DBV. Don't be vague. Don't be vague. It's not quite ATQ, but, you know, be more specific. DBV, don't be vague. So I would put DBV, top of the paper, red pen, down to the question where you were too vague. Don't be vague. I've come up with a new one for Lucy and Brad and Ayub. And if I were looking through the transcript of their interviews, I would also put at the top SBL. Now, the new one I've come up with, SBL, is stop lying. And I think with those three, you'd have red lines everywhere, ATQ, DBV, SBL. And at the end of the transcript, they've got to redo it, surely. You know, it's like redoing your homework. Too many red marks, too many red lines. So I don't know, if you go through what they say and you are strictly marking or grading the quality of the answer, ATQ, DBV, SBL, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Final update, if I may, before I go. Yeah, this one is interesting. This one is interesting. Let me take you back to my list of assumptions we shouldn't have made. One of them was just because you see a screenshot with the pin and the road and the address, don't assume that is correct. And I pointed out that the initial screenshot, I went back and found it. I saw it on Mark Williams Thomas when he was first speaking about his investigation and who did what. The video where he's saying, you know, Ayub offered a Camel cigarette and all that. That one. And in that, he shows the screenshot of Jay's location, where it clearly says by that road, which is a carretera, it's a main road, Calle Turon. So I found it again. It is there. And at the time, I know I'm repeating myself, but at the time I remember thinking, bloody Apple Maps, how useless are they? That isn't even a calle. They've got Calle Turon right by a main road. That can't be right. And then I dismissed it. And it was my wife. She said, well, where is Calle Turon? Just out of interest. And I don't know, but it's not that road. And of course, I went to Google Maps. I used Google Maps, Calle Turon, Tenerife. And yeah, I mean, imagine my surprise. What popped up is where the Airbnb is. This is what got me on the track of, so bloody hell, if the Airbnb is Calle Turon, how is it that this screenshot has got the Airbnb address where Jay's last location supposedly was? It just doesn't make sense, and it's suspicious. Okay, quick update. Got a private message from Red Cyber Devil 99, someone that does know technology, and did a mini experiment. So call out, shout out for Red Cyber Devil 99. Thank you, sir or madam. Hi, I have just been watching your latest video, and like you, I use Google, but thought I would try with desktop to use Apple Maps, and you could be onto something. Aha, thank you. Because as you can see by the attached pictures, I dropped a pin at Jay's so-called last position, and it does not give the address that was on the J/Lucy phone screenshot. Someone else has done this experiment. They've seen what I've seen. Red Cyber Devil 99 continues, you are right that when I dropped a pin on the small street down by the Airbnb, it gives the Calle El Turon address. I hope we get some real answers. Me too, Red Cyber Devil 99. This needs to be answered. It could be nothing. There could be an Apple executive out there that says it was just our mistake. We've corrected it. This is no big deal. It might not be. And I viewed the possibility that Roman's IT guy, who I assumed could be Brandon, I'm just stereotyping, I don't know, I'm just saying Brandon to me fits the kind of person that could be Roman's IT guy. I just threw it out there. Maybe Brandon or the IT guy found a way to get that pin drop in a position, but they just couldn't fake the address, and the address was Calle El Turon. They couldn't move it, they couldn't budge it, it persisted there. I don't know, I'm just saying, if this were in a court of law and you got the corrupt Apple executive saying there's nothing to it, it's an Apple mistake, and then, you know, Duncan Smith and good old Red Cyber Devil 99 saying to the jury, it's not, there's no mistake here, this is manipulation. Who are they going to believe? You know, Duncan Smith broadcasting from his closet, or the corrupt Apple executive? Oh no, throw it out there. Let's see what sticks. I think that's it for today. I've got a lot on my plate. You know, we're all in J Slater case world and non-J Slater case world. I've got to attend to my non-J Slater case world. One more time, if I am not back speaking to you by Wednesday lunchtime, tell the Guardia Civil, missing person, lost in action. I'll see you soon.